but so, and they tell her parents, she can't get struck again. It'll go to her heart. And eventually she gets struck again because Elsa gets angry and all this happens. She gets struck again. And that's what it's doing. It goes to her heart and it's actually turning her to ice. It's turning her to stone. So Elsa, as angry as she was and all the frustration, in her anger and her hurts, she's actually hurting the very person she loves the most, her sister. Isn't that what happens? As you struggle with your winter and the seasons that you're going through, you often will lash out and hurt the very people you love the most. Have you ever felt like someone has done that to you in their winter? They have lashed out and made you pay for their problems? I have. That's what narcissism is. That's what it is. When you're in that cycle, it's somebody who makes you pay for all their wounds, even though you didn't do it. And they cycle their pain through you. It's time to get out of the winter, people. Because we're not meant to live there. It's a season that comes and goes, but we're not meant to stay. Job went through a tough season, but God didn't intend for... In fact, he told the devil, he said, you can make him sick, but you can't kill him. You know why? God had no intention of Job staying there. That's why. Because God wasn't going to let... He said, you can affect the middle of the story, but I get the end. Satan may affect the middle of your story, but he doesn't get the end, he doesn't get to tell the end of it. He doesn't get to tell the tale. So at one point, Anna actually turns into full ice when Elsa tries to save her. And that's what happens. We wound the people closest to us. We freeze them in our problems because we won't face the things we need to and deal with them. Job went through moments that tried his soul, and he almost lost hope. There's a couple different types of winters, believe that we go through. Number one, we go through seasons of winters. Loss, finances, grief, attacks. Our past comes up, regrets. Be very careful of regret. We're going to talk about that a lot next time. I think a lot of times we talk about sin, we talk about forgiveness. I want to talk about regrets because the greatest forgiveness you'll ever give is yourself. When you make the mistakes. Yeah, we all need to forgive somebody. I'm sure there's always areas we are constantly having to learn to forgive. Most people don't forgive themselves, and they hold so much, and they live in an endless winter against themselves. Sometimes the person we hurt the most is ourselves. We have an entire generation of girls who go in the bathroom or their bedroom and cut themselves in order to damage themselves because of the pain they feel. If I can't deal with this, well, then this is how I'm going to relieve it. It is the most demonic. I want you to understand something. Teach this to your daughters and your grandchildren. This is a demonic way of the enemy teaching you how to be his servant. Go back and look at it. In the occult, how do they serve Satan? How do they serve a pagan false god? By cutting themselves. God never asked you to cut yourself. Jesus was pierced, but he didn't do the piercing. He was pierced for our transgressions. He was bruised for our iniquities, but he didn't do it to himself. He allowed it so he could heal our pain. He allowed it so he could say, I experienced it for you, so you don't have to. But he didn't do it to himself. That is paganism at its core. It's because the devil really wants you to serve him. And he lies to you. He tells you that this will relieve your pain. No, it will put you in an endless winter and cause you to curse yourself to the cold. That's not what it's meant for. A season comes and a season goes, but it's not meant to stay. Insecurity will freeze you. I can't tell you how many times in my life what froze me and kept me from using my gifts or being what I needed to be or doing what I needed to do for the Lord. And in my own life, just moving forward was my own insecurities. It wasn't because somebody stopped me. It was because I stopped me. I let the enemy is the accuser of the brother, and he will tell you you're no good, you're not enough, you don't fill the bill, you can't do this, you don't have enough talent, you don't have enough voice, you're just a woman, so you have no right to say anything. He'll tell you all sorts of stuff. And your own insecurities. If people really knew what I'd done in my past, they'd never see me as a good Christian now. Really? Tell your story and watch how many people say, hey, thank you. Been there.